Today we are going to talk about more about plants. In this lesson, we are going to learn about the structure of the seed and ways of dispersal of seeds. Also, we are going to understand how a baby plant can develop from other parts of the plant apart from the seed. We are also going to learn about concept of agriculture and its stages. Let's begin. What do we get from plants? We get cereals, cotton, medicines, pulses, vegetables, fruits, spices, rubber, tea. So generally fruit of a plant contain seed. Different fruit bears different number of seeds. For example, if you see a mango fruit, it contains one seed. If you observe papaya, watermelon, muskmelon, you can see many seeds. They differ in size, shape, texture and color. Observe closely the seeds of apple. They are pointed. Pea seeds, if you observe, they are round in shape. Kidney bean, they are very smooth to touch. Peach seed, they are very rough to touch. So let's learn about the structure of a seed. Are you curious to know what is inside the seed? Yes, even I am curious to know what is inside the seed. Let's learn together. Soak a bean seed overnight. Wrap it in a cloth for 2 to 3 days and observe. You can see thread-like structure emerging out and slowly develops into a new plant. The seed contains seed coat, embryo, food supply. The seed coat is tough and waterproof. From embryo, the baby plant comes and grows as a new plant, and this process is called germination. The seed leaves inside the seed are called cotyledons. They contain all food supply for the baby plant. So seeds with two cotyledons are called as dicotyledon or dicots, and seeds with one cotyledon are known as monocotyledon or monocots. The largest seed in the world is cocodemia. It is 30 centimeters long and weighs up to 18 kgs. If you see black mustard, they are very smallest in size. They vary from 1 mm in diameter. Let's talk about germination. A seed grows into a plant when it gets right amount of warmth, water and air. This process by which a seed grown into a young plant is called germination. So in the early stages of germination, the seedling uses the food stored inside the cotyledon. The seed germinates when it gets right amount of air, water and warmth. Water makes the seed soft and spongy, and this helps the seed to break and the young plant comes out. Air is required for breathing and warmth, which makes the seed active for growth. So the plant finally develops the roots and shoots. On the shoot you see tiny leaves. They start making their own food in the presence of sunlight by the process of photosynthesis. And with the help of roots, it absorbs water, minerals from the soil and start developing more leaves. Slowly the cotyledon shrinks and disappears. The seedling grows to become a new plant. So what are the essential elements for germination? Many plants produce a large number of seeds, but only few of these seeds germinate and succeed in growing a mature plant. What is plumule? The part that grows upwards is called plumule. It grows into stem, branches, leaves, all together called as shoot system. The term radicle, the part that grows downwards into the soil is called radicle, which gives rise to root system. Let's talk about seed dispersal. Plants cannot move by themselves, so it is important that seeds are dispersed over a wide area where they get enough air, water and warmth. Scattering of seeds away from the mother plant is called seed dispersal. Agents of seed dispersal. Factors that help in the seed dispersal are wind, water, animals, dispersible by explosion. Dispersal by wind. Some of the seeds are lightweight and easily get carried by air. Wind carries them to the distant places and drops them in the field. Dispersal by water. Example, fruits of lotus and coconut are spongy and fibrous. They can easily travel thousands of kilometers across the seas and oceans without decaying. So when it reaches the other shore, it germinates. Dispersal by animals and birds. Animals and birds feed on plants. Sometimes seeds remain undigested in the stomach of the animals and they are thrown out as excreta. So seeds like cherry, apple, jamun are dispersed in this way. Some seeds with hooks stick to the fur of animals or clothes of human and carried away. Example, xanthium and datura. Dispersal by explosion. What is explosion? Breaking out of the seed. So seeds like lady's finger, peas explode or break out when ripens and shoot out the seeds. When they fall on from the mother plant away, they finally grow into a new plant. Let's talk about growing of plants through other parts of a plant like stem, leaves and roots. How do we grow plant from the stem? We can grow a new plant by taking a cutting of the stem. Example, onion, potato and ginger are underground stems. In potato we find special structures called eyes on it. Any piece of potato with an eye bud can grow into a new plant. So how do we grow plants from roots? How do we grow plants from roots? Buds appear on the roots of sweet potato, can grow into a new plant. Other examples like carrot, turnip, radish can also be grown from their roots. Now, how can a plant grow from leaves? Leaves of bryophyllum and begonia grow buds along their edges. These buds grow into a new plant when they fall on the ground. Growing plants from spores. Some plants do not bear seeds and flowers. They reproduce through special structures called spores. Example, ferns, mushrooms, and some fungi have spores. When they fall on the ground, they finally develop into a new plant. Learn about agriculture. Can we grow plants on a large scale? No, that's not possible, right? At home we can have a simple garden, but not a field like, where you see more number of plants are planted. So how is the food coming to our plate? The farmer grows plants on a large scale for food or other purposes called agriculture. The large amount of grains, fruits, vegetables grown by farmer in a particular season in a particular place is called as crop. So different crops required different kinds of soil to grow. Even they need different climatic condition and the amount of water also to be supplied. For example, rice. When we grow rice plants, the soil should be more wet and the soil also consumes. So the crops that are grown in the winter are called rabi crops. Example, wheat, legumes. Crops that are grown in the summer season are called kharif crops. Example, rice and maize. Let's talk about different stages of agriculture. How do a farmer does this agriculture in the field? First step, ploughing. In ploughing, soil is loosened using plough to let air get into the soil and remove stones and pebbles, etc. to sow the seeds. The next step is enrichment of soil. Manure, cow dung and fertilizers like urea, sulfur, phosphate, ammonium sulfate and nitrate are added to enrich the soil. third step is sowing. Healthy seeds are sown, leaving gap between the seeds to allow warmth, air and water. The fourth step is irrigation. So crops are irrigated, means watered. That is, water supplied to the fields through pipes and channels so that crops get sufficient water for growth. Finally, they also uses chemicals, various chemicals like pesticides and insecticides to protect the plants from animals and rats. Final step is harvest. The crops are harvested, means they are cut and gathered when ripe. Finally, it goes to the market, and from the market it goes to the retail shop, grocery shop, and our parents go to the grocery shop to buy the vegetables and various cereals, and they get to home. So this is how the crops are maintained in the field by the farmer, and this amount of grains, fruits, vegetables grown by a farmer in a particular season in a particular place is called crop, and the whole process is agriculture. Areas like hilly regions, people do not have enough space to grow crops, so they cut steeps, slopes into several steps and create the surface for growing crops. So this type of farming is called step or terrace farming. Thank you children for listening to me. This class we spoke about structure of the seed dispersal, agents of seed dispersal. We spoke how we can grow plant from other parts of a plant like stem, leaves and roots. We spoke about agriculture and different stages of agriculture. Hope you understood the entire class. Repeatedly go through my video to understand the lesson with the examples I have given. Thank you very much and see you in the next class.